going to show you an easy to make meal that will only take you 5 minutes, and you'll only need 2 main ingredients with a few extras. And that is the quesadilla, my friends. The 2 main ingredients you're going to need for your quesadillas are flour tortillas and Chihuahua cheese. There are 2 specific brands I like to use when I make them. One is Supremo Queso Chihuahua Quesadilla cheese. The reason I like Supremo Queso Chihuahua Quesadilla cheese is because it gives that authentic Mexican flavor that you look for in your cheese. Calidad de Casa is also made in Chicago and is very high quality tortillas. Remember to use flour tortillas because that is what is traditionally and usually made when you make quesadillas. But before you start cooking, you want to make sure you have clean hands for sanitary reasons. It's been shown that when you use warm water, it kills more germs. When you prepare your quesadilla, you're going to want to first start with measuring the cheese you'll use. You're going to need about 1/4 a cup of cheese. So I've been letting my griddle warm for about 5 minutes. The reason you want to let it warm for about 5 minutes is because it allows for it to fully heat up and start conducting the heat at an efficient rate. And if you notice, I have it at a little bit lower than medium temperature. You want it at that, because if it's any higher, you'll burn the tortilla too quickly. And I'm a pro at this, and as animal handlers warn you on Animal Planet, you're going to want to have safety first if you're an amateur. So you're going to want to use a spatula if you're not comfortable with flipping the tortilla or picking up the tortilla off the griddle. Now you're going to want to grab your tortilla and just brown one side of it. You place it on and let it sit there for about 20 seconds. And occasionally you're going to want to look at it to make sure it's not burning. Because once it burns, it's going to have a bitter taste that'll ruin the quesadilla entirely. Okay, as you can see, it browned. So we browned one side of it. Now that we have our brown side facing up, we're going to pour our 1/4 of a cup of cheese onto it. Now you're going to want to put it to one side and fold it over. And then you're going to want to smush the cheese in to let it start to melt before you put it onto the griddle. And now that it's smushed in, you're going to want to brown only 1/2 of the unbrowned side. Now you put it on. Again, it's going to take about 10 to 20 seconds. And now we're going to want to check it. There. Now that it's browned, I'm going to show you my secret for making the best quesadillas on the planet. Okay, so you're going to want to grab some more cheese. Let me get about a handful in there. You could put more if you like your quesadilla really cheesy, or a little less if you don't. So now you're going to place it on the griddle in about the shape of a quesadilla, and then let it melt there for about 10 seconds or less. And then you're going to want to put the unbrowned half onto the cheese. And then you're going to want to take it off. And now, this is the basic finished product, but there's a lot more to do with it. Okay, so now that we have the finished product, what you're going to want to do is cut it into a half. The reason for this is it allows it all to cool at a more equal pace and makes it bite-sized and shareable. This is everything you're going to need for your quesadilla, and just as a quick recap, you're going to want, as your base ingredients, flour tortillas and Chihuahua cheese. And remember, you're going to need to measure your cheese to make sure that you get an efficient amount on it. And remember, that's 1/4 a cup. You could go a little bit above or a little bit below if you like a little more cheesy or a little less cheesy. And now remember, if you're not a pro like me, you're going to need this spatula in order to flip the tortilla and not burn yourself. And now, some condiments I like to add on my quesadilla are jalapenos, red chiles, sour cream, and salsa from Los Comales. Though you could also add other things to it, like chicken or chorizo. That's very common. But if you're like me and you like experimenting, you could also add Cheez-Its into it, Doritos, anything. Go crazy. That's the beauty of the quesadilla.